I believe you should take a seat for this, my father stated, his voice resonating that recognizable authoritative tone that consistently indicated I had already received dreadful news. Positioned at our family's vintage mahogany dining table, at which we shared innumerable Sunday dinners and family concluded. For the past 30 years, I had been named Alexander Carter, and at 35, I was on the verge of discovery. The extent of my parents' misunderstanding of me. The estate had been in our lineage for 4 generations of the expansive Victorian mansion, featuring a wraparound porch and meticulously groomed gardens, was more than merely a residence. It encapsulated my childhood and my family's legacy. Investigating its concealed aspects, envisioning the day I would establish my own family, your mother and I have been within its walls. My father, addressing the estate's future, persisted in readjusting his wire-rimmed spectacles. In his characteristic anxious manner, we reached a decision. It is preferable for it to be directed to Michael. My younger brother, who is 3 years my junior, had never demonstrated any interest in the property. In addition to utilizing it as security for his unsuccessful business endeavors. I uphold my composure and extensive business experience. Negotiations are advantageous for me, I observed. Silently consuming water to conceal something, a feeling flickered across my visage. To the fullest extent, my beloved mother made a contribution by extending her hand across the table as if to give a pat. I discreetly pulled my hand away, placing it. Michael possesses lofty ambitions. Regarding the property, you consistently exhibit such an occupation with your minor real estate endeavors. Minor real estate ventures, that is what they refer to as the Empire ID. Constructed from the ground up during the previous 10 years, while Michael had transitioned from one get-rich-quick scheme to another. Had been systematically constructing something significant, something they had never troubled by the comprehension that Michael possesses the significance of familial traditions. My father persisted in acquiring confidence from him. He will maintain the estate in silence. Precisely what it ought to be. I contemplated the properties I now possess across 3 articulates the advancements I meticulously devised and implemented the wealth I concurrently amassed, believed I was engaging in a mere simulation of business, was unaware that their valuable estate could accommodate a lobby of my most recent hotel. When did you create this development? I inquired with a firm voice on my decision. Mother shifted uneasily. We had been contemplating it for a considerable duration. Michael has been experiencing financial difficulties. Recent challenges, and with the infant, there it was, Michael had arrived. Has found himself in danger once more, and my parents hastened to his aid once again. The fact that he has acquired his latest, the pregnancy of my partner, intensified the pressure, so I have devoted my entire life to their decision. Upon acquiring knowledge about this estate, I said, I am well familiar with every detail of it. It needs comprehensive enhancements. That is precisely why Michael could be created. Requires it more than you do, my father interrupted. You are already established. Michael requires your projects. A new beginning akin to the new initiate that which he received upon his loss of funds in that cryptocurrency program, or the new beginning following his failure in the culinary enterprise or maritime industry that never progressed beyond the planning stage. I gradually rose, adjusting my attire. Thank you for informing me about my silk blouse. I spoke in a precisely modulated tone. I will meet with Alexandra. Mother yelled after me, urging me not to be. What is challenging about this is determining what is optimal. I retraced my steps for the family, allowing for a brief period of personal gratification. A brief period of personal gratification I fully comprehend, I responded. You are. I must concentrate on my projects. Upon exiting my vehicle, I retrieved my phone and initiated a call for James to proceed with the entirety of the Riverside development. My family was unaware that I had acquired numerous assets during the past 5 years discreetly. Parcel of land encompassing our family evaluates the minor real estate ventures. They dismissed my authority over the complete region while they concentrated on by safeguarding the past, I constructed the future. The subsequent weeks transpired in a haze of I immersed myself in work. concluding arrangements that have been in motion over several months likely alleviated by my ostensible acquiescence to their decision. My parents seldom communicated with me, except for infrequent group messages regarding Michael's imminent fatherhood subsequently arrived. The day of the official announcement, my parents organized a familial assembly. With champagne and their customary circle of friends, they provide the ideal environment for coronation. I arrived publicly on their golden child. Time attired in a fitted black dress that likely exceeds Michael's expense monthly remuneration, they would neither notice nor care. My mother, Alexandra, yelled out hurriedly. The celebration concluded with a glass of champagne. I am filled with joy. We are pleased you could attend, Michael. Concerned about your potential absence, I acquiesced. The glass accompanied by a smile. I would not overlook it for the world that Michael was grasping cord adjacent to the fireplace, and his pregnant girlfriend, Jenny, was adjacent to him. He had made an effort to dress appropriately, however. His suit appeared to have experienced better days. He cried out to me when he saw me approach, as I wished to discuss my intentions for the location I traversed. Understanding how our parents behaved in this context exhibition of sibling harmony, Michael embarked on a detailed exposition regarding his idea for the estate that mostly engaged in transforming the garden into a verdant pudding and transforming a library into a home theater. I remarked, fascinating, when he finally spoke. Having halted to catch my breath, I possess some news regarding my father raised his glass to share. Securing the attention of all present prior to things I have not announced to make him clear his throat, assuming his most patriarchal stance, as you are all aware the estate has been in our family for generations, and I am happy to announce today's generations that it would be bequeathed to my son Michael, who will perpetuate our family's legacy. Applause resonated throughout the room as Michael exhaled heavily. Jenny, virtually radiating with pride, grasped Michael's arm, displaying ostentation. Father expressed his gratitude repeatedly. Michael has intriguing intentions for the asset, and we are confident in his potential. Essential. Superb custodian of our family's heritage, I awaited the applause. Subside prior to speaking. That excellent news, I said, my voice resonating clearly across the room, and it binds. My announcement is imperfect. The mother's smile diminished slightly. Recognized Tom in my voice, even if it was not frequently heard, as you all are aware. I have been engaged in development activities. I continued projects in the neighborhood today. I am delighted to share that Carter Development will commence construction on Riverside Plaza next month. $500 million, $100 million mixed-use development will alter the entire neighborhood. The room fell hushed as my father opened the champagne. The glass froze midway to his mouth. The project will encompass luxury condominiums, luxury retail environment and a 5-star at the hotel. I persisted in retrieving my phone. To display the visual representations onto the wall in the living room has been adorned with all the adjacent properties in the last 5 and a few years. The entire area will be entirely the regenerated photographs displayed a wonderful quality. Contemporary advancement that would overshadow our family estate depicted in the renderings. The Victorian mansion appeared diminutive and antiquated, in contrast to the resplendent edifices that encircle it, yet that will thoroughly transform the neighborhoods. My mother sputtered, that's the character. I responded fluidly with the progress. The neighborhood requires modernization, and Carter Development is happy to announce that change is not permissible, Michael exclaimed. This is our family residence, to which I turned. His eyebrow raised. I can perceive all the approved permits and secured money. Site preparation and building commence next month. However, rest assured that you will likely find it enjoyable. Observing the neighborhood undergo transformation from your pudding is green. My father has departed. Pale Alexandra, we must confer over this matter. I responded that there is nothing to discuss. This is a business matter, akin to your decision-making process. The estate was related to the enterprise I founded. My glass signaled progress, and the room exploded into disarray. Companions murmured between themselves. Michael commenced an argument with them, audibly with our father, and my mother appeared tenuous. I exited discreetly. Not prior to hearing one of my father's whispers, "Are you familiar with her company?" was valued at that amount in my vehicle. In the end, I allowed myself a small smile, a thumbs up. Received a text from James. The contractors have confirmed their availability for the upcoming month. All tasks are proceeding as planned, I responded accordingly. Prompt answer is an opportune moment to demonstrate to them the potential of my minor real estate ventures. The family estate may have belonged to me. Soon after leaving the residence, I realized my childhood dream, an empire, not my conditions. That was intended to be my inheritance. Had a sense of buoyancy not felt in years. Occasionally, the most effective reprisal is not obtaining what you intended to demonstrate to everyone. You never needed it initially. The subsequent day, the call commenced. My office phone began to ring incessantly. Calling the subsequent day prior to my completing my initial cup of coffee, the caller ID displayed my father's number for the third occurrence inside an hour. Hence, I sent it to prioritize the stack over voicemail. Miss Carter, the contracts are on my desk. Sarah entered your space. My brother is in the lobby, he is really quiet. Adamant about meeting you. I saw my caregiver observes 9:15 a.m. It occurred previously. Then I had anticipated, although Michael had never. He is renowned for his patience. Provide me with 5 examples. I responded to send him up in a few minutes. Accessing my computer to retrieve the growth ideas I desired for all my munitions prepared in the event of this occurrence, Michael abruptly entered my talk. Office door exactly 4 minutes later, his face reddened, and his tie was askew. Halted abruptly upon seeing my office. Eyes expanding as he observed the floor-to skylights and the expansive vista. This is your city in Thailand? He inquired, while briefly distracted at the office. I responded to one of them out of his fury. I have further contacts in Boston. Chicago, please take a seat, he persisted. Standing and running a hand through his disordered hair, this must cease. Alex, you are going to ruin the development. I am solely annihilating everything. The infrastructure is obsolete, I stated. Rotating my monitor for his visibility, the Riverside PUA project will be planned. Create thousands of employment opportunities in the region. The estate will maintain its current location while enhancing property values and generating millions in tax revenue for the municipality. I severed ties with him while I envisioned the construction noise may disrupt. He sank into your putting green plans. One of the leather chairs situated opposite my desk. Why are you engaging in this behavior? Due to my parents' selection of me, I was unable to. It is impossible not to chuckle. They chose you, Michael. They did not select you, they are saving you. As they have consistently done, the distinction lies in their utilization of my inheritance to execute it this time. He weakly protested, it is not fair. No, it is not, was the response. I consented, however, neither was observing you. Waste every chance presented to you when they disregarded all that I constructed. I initiated another minor project. There is a paper displayed on my screen, were you aware of that? The annual income of Carter Development exceeds 10 times the family estate valued at employing about 500 individuals. We own development initiatives in Michael's face that had undergone 3 states. I was completely unaware, naturally, you were not. Neither did Mom and Dad, they were excessive. Preoccupied with your most recent plan to discern the rationale for my construction endeavors, did you not inform them that I reclined in my chair, seeing my brother nonetheless? I experienced a moment of compassion for everything. Would it have made a difference to him? They have devoted our entire lives to observation. What they desired to witness was your identity as the son who required their assistance, and I was my daughter's phone did not buzz. I declined another call from our father. I did so without diverting my gaze from Michael. Alex requires this, he stated softly, Jenny's pregnant, and I possess nothing else that is. Where you are mistaken, I responded while withdrawing. A packet I assembled the previous evening for you possess alternatives that you simply neglect to consider. Search for them, I pushed the folder aside. The desk had a genuine job offer. One with an appropriate wage and duties, not fabricated roles established by our parents. Carter's progress over the years requires a community liaison for the I explained the Riverside project to him. Read the documentation by another individual who possesses knowledge of the area and comprehends that the compensation for local dynamics is competitive. And there is potential for advancement if you demonstrate. He gazed upward, perplexity evident. You are proposing employment to me. I am presenting you with an opportunity to earn. I corrected him regarding your merit. No safety net, no preferential treatment. You will report directly to my project manager. Your success will be attributable to the effort you exerted. If you fail, you will only be able to hold yourself accountable. Maintain the estate. I instructed to convert it and to choose as you like, but comprehend that it will be encircled by contemporary elements. Development in the neighborhood over the next 5 years. Michael, you have 2 options. He chose to remain seated and adapt to the changes. Gazing at that, the employment offer was finally presented, and I observed him looking up. For the first time in years, there was an expression of reverence in his eyes as he prepared for my commencement on Monday at 8 a.m. Be punctual, sharp. He nodded, grasping the packet tightly. Lifeline hesitated as he prepared to depart. At the door, Alex, I apologize for my actions. Numerous factors substantiate my response of negation. With words and actions following him, I finally checked my voicemail. 5 messages from our father, each increasingly more urgent than the last final one. Alexandra, please capture my attention. We need to discuss this matter with your mother. We made an error, can you come to assist? I have contemplated dinner for tonight, please. Disregarding it, although an element in his tone expressed sincere remorse I had never encountered before prompting my reconsideration, I responded via text. A concise response at 7 p.m. I will bring the development plans. The day elapsed in an amalgamation of meetings and conference calls. Upon my arrival at the family estate, that evening was casting a setting. Extended shadows across the meticulously maintained grass. My mother opened the door prior to my ability to do so. Knock, her visage contorted with concern. Thank heavens, Alexandra arrived. Alexandra set the dining room table for 3 people. This time, my father stood as I did. Michael. He entered, appearing more aged than I recall. From yesterday, prior to your remarks, he initiated the necessity for an apology. I established my briefcase on the table, adhering to my customary routine. Seat for what specifically? Not upon seeing you, my mother remarked softly. Failure to comprehend your creation. We have concentrated our efforts on assisting you. My father included my brother, and we did not succeed in our endeavor. Acknowledge your accomplishments upon observation. The development plans from yesterday. Alexandra, why did you not inform us? Have you listened to my request, or would you prefer not to? They have dismissed it as yet another trivial matter. They exchanged guilty glances. We have conducted research on your firm. Father stated that we have observed the advancements. You have completed the rewards. Once you have constructed something extraordinary, we were oblivious to it, and now I inquired. Accessing my briefcase now that you are unable to. We no longer wish to disregard it. My mother expressed a desire for us to comprehend. Inquire about your professional endeavors and future intentions. Any inquiries we ought to have posed years ago. I discontinued the development. Arrange the plans on the table. Allow me to present what I am constructing. For the subsequent 2 hours, I ambulated my guardians via the Riverside Plaza growth ideas about their inquiries. Initially hesitant, he became increasingly contemplative. As the darkness advanced, I observed authenticity and curiosity in their gaze for the initial time while elucidating the complexities of urban development and sustainable design. This section was mentioned by my father. My father pointed out that the architectural renderings should enhance the historical edifices rather than overshadow them. I responded deliberately, allowing myself a slight smile. We are not erasing the past. We are advancing the development. Commemorates the historical significance of the neighborhood. While generating opportunities for its future, the mother delicately traced the plans. The tree-lined pathways and community all spaces are wonderful, Alexandra. In recent years, we believed you were merely completing a business project. Her pursuit of a whim demonstrated her elegance. To appear embarrassed, we were mistaken. We made that decision after serious consideration. Comprehending the complete context without incomprehending you, I reclined in my chair, examining both of them for the previous 24 hours. Hours had disrupted their perspective. Significantly, the daughter they would have underestimated has shown to be greater and more successful than they had anticipated in a role assisting his sister, Michael informed us on the employment offer. Mother spoke as though she were divining my thoughts. Your generosity was unwarranted. I corrected her regarding generosity. The position requires it, and Michael is familiar with the community regardless of his circumstances. Whether it succeeds or fails will be entirely contingent upon you providing him an opportunity to demonstrate his capabilities. My father observed things himself.